Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mahesh Karya. You're watching me on YouTube now, and in this session I'm going to take you through SolidJS. SolidJS is something that is alternative of reactJS. So you don't have to deal with the virtual DOM anymore, and this is better version of React. Lots of folks are using it, and there is no need to use another state management tool like Redux. Everything is so simple, and it directly deals with your vanilla JavaScript. Okay, this is not something different from reactJS. This is better version of reactJS. You can directly write JSX as usual. The coding format is mostly simpler. Okay, you won't feel that SolidJS is something different, and this is also for beginners. If you are a beginner, you can directly import this thing SolidJS to your HTML pages directly with modular JavaScript code. So we are gonna take a look. We are gonna try to create something with SolidJS, and I'm gonna take you through most of the things that I know. And let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna click here on get started, and you will be greeted with let me see, I am not getting anything. Okay, sorry. So here is the normal npx command. Okay, so that we can use. So let me grab this one. Let me create a new folder. Let me name it. I'm gonna name it solid, and let's drag this on the top of VS Code and open your terminal quickly. Okay, here I'm gonna grab this command. It should not take much time. Okay, and it's gonna grab this template here. So now you can see this is the minimal code that you need to know. So index.html is simple. We have a root div, that's it, nothing else. And now directly we can have index.jsx. You can directly see here index.html is directly linked to that index.jsx. Okay, and now here we have a same component that I'm gonna click here, and we are gonna go to app.jsx. Okay, so I'm still getting this react symbol because of that theme, so don't worry about that. So if you see here, the code looks very identical. There is kind of similarities because of course we have a JSX, and but it looks like JSX, but behind the scene it is very optimal, very fast, scalable, and lots of features. Not features, they have eliminated the unwanted feature that React used to have. Let's understand what's that. Okay, so before that, let me go to app. Let me install dependencies. So I'm going to use yarn install instead of npm install because it is a kind of little faster compared to npm. And till then, let's go there and let's understand yarn run dev that we are going to hit a while. Now we need to configure Tailwind CSS. So if you are planning to migrate from React to Solid, this is actually very easy if you are following with Tailwind CSS, because all we need to know is bunch of utility classes. If you are following this already, it will be very easy for you to migrate from React to Solid. So let's configure that first. Okay, so Tailwind CSS, and I'm gonna use for SolidJS. Yep, and this is very first link you can click here. And till then, let me see what happened over here. It's taking time. I'm not gonna pause this video, so we'll come to know the actual time that it takes, because sometimes npx takes a lot. Okay, behind the scene they are using white. Okay, so if you are not familiar about white, this is similar kind of bundler. Okay, worry about that. And we can use another terminal as well, need to use this npm install. It's fine, we can use both, by the way. So now let's grab this, okay, and let's create tailwind config.js. okay, so through this command npx tailwind css init-p, it's gonna create a tailwind config.js inside your react project. The process remains the same, and from that we just need to configure that, okay, where we need to define where your directory is having your css files, so it will transform those. Okay, so this is easy. Let me grab those and let me paste here, hit enter, and it's gonna create the file. Let's see. So we have got postcss.config.js, so we don't have to worry about that. And here I just need to configure this content, okay, and that content I'm gonna grab from here to here. Okay, here we go. Now the last remaining thing is this index.css. so in that I just need to add this bunch of utilities, okay, so we can use it somewhere. Need to remove all the unwanted code first. This is it, we are ready to use Tailwind CSS. Great. Now let's go to app.jsx. I don't need that much of things. Let me remove all. Let me remove this class, okay. Instead of class name, you can directly use class now. So as I said, it is very closer to normal HTML and JavaScript. So h1, so hello, and or I'll say subscribe my channel, okay, and let me use yarn div, okay. So it's because of white, it is really very blazing fast. I just need to click here, let grab, otherwise it will open the default Safari. I don't want to use Safari for now. So yeah, this is it. If I go here, if I go to the network tab, let me show you. Okay, it's taking 19 KB transferred and 19 requests. Okay, fine, fair enough. Because of Tailwind CSS, it's taking the rest of things. One, no utility classes were detected because we are not using. It's fine. Now let's remove this style. I don't need this CSS thing, so let me delete those. Move to trash. I don't need this logo as well. Remove it. Move to trash, and not sure why I'm getting this, but it's fine because of okay, assets containing the normal HTML things. Okay, now we need to go to SolidJS. Let's see. This is how you can create component. Of course, you can pass props as normally that you are doing in your normal code. Here you can directly use this thing. The only difference that you can see here is they are using, instead of first, they are using circular braces as a function, and this function is a getter. Instead of variable, we have getter and setter. So seems easy, okay, but the create effect, it works in such a way that, let me grab those first. Let me put into my code here, okay, and let me grab this, import this what was that, create effect and create signal. Grab this create signal from SolidJS, and let me grab this create effect from the same. Now we have a first name and last name, okay. So if I choose to set my first name to this, okay, and if I choose to change it JSON1, so it will console log this thing, okay. Let's see how it goes. So if I go to the console, if I refresh the page, you can see JSON1. Oh, it got changed here. Okay, JSON1, but it's calling this, okay, console log. If I do JSON2 here, it should call again JSON2. Okay, like the way you don't need to, it will automatically track what's going on, what are the getters that we are using, and whenever it will affect, it will change automatically. So like the way it works. So for now I don't need this thing. I just wanna create a normal, some kind of to-do list or name, user, password, table, and kind of stuff. Okay, so that's I'm gonna create. So for that, I'm sure that I'll need a name. So I'll say name. Okay, and it should be empty for now. I need email. Okay, then I'll say set email, and it should be empty for now. Okay, and now let me grab this. Instead of this, I'll say password. Okay, one more thing, make sure to not use node version 19. Okay, I have 18, I guess. So set password. Okay, looks good. Three things are needed. Now we have to have a bunch of users. So for that I need to use const user. Okay, users actually. So I'll say set users. Okay, this is a kind of bunch of users that we are gonna store here. Now there is one more thing. If we choose to create a form, and in that form if we click on the button, okay, then this button will be used for submit the page, sometimes to edit the page. It depends that this button what's doing. Okay, so that needs to be like we should operate the same button using the name, like I'll say button name, simply button name, and that button name should be set button name. So I'll explain it in a while. Till then we are ready with bunch of things. ID is missing because without ID we can't do anything. So let me add ID. Okay, and for ID I'm gonna use UUID, but better than UUID I always prefer to go with nano ID. Okay, I don't need UUID, so I'll say yarn add a nano ID. Okay, so it's not gonna take much. So we are ready, I guess, to start with the function things and all. So I'll say const add user, of course, but sure that we should use submit user. Okay, so it looks like we need to pass ID here, because if we are using submit user form for edit some user, we need to have ID. Okay, so then I'll say user will remain the same, ID, name will be name, email will be email, password will be password, like the way. Okay, but we are not sure about the user, so we need to append that. So I'll say set users equal to user. Okay, it will append to the previous users, and now we need to check first. Actually, for this process we need to check if that user.id. So if I found ID where, so it means you have to edit the page. Okay, set button will be update. Fetch, I don't need to fetch, else it means if you don't have any ID, it means it will submit the page. Okay, so it looks good to me. Are you getting it? Like if you don't have ID, then we need to just append the previous users, and we need to make sure that set name will be normal as usual. We need to make it empty once we set. So I'll say set id would be normal. Okay, use now set email and set password. So this things looks okay to me for now. Okay, we'll implement the rest of the things. And what if we found the id? Then what we'll do, we'll say set button name. Of course, the set button name should be, once we are done with editing, we'll make it back to add button or something like that, add user. Okay, because it's already updated. Now here we need to just, yeah, also we need to do the same like this, but here we need to update user. So I'll say set users, okay, like this, and here we need to filter out and to update user. How I'll update? Filter not equal to id. Okay, and that id needs to append here. Let's suppose for now we'll go with the basic things. So that id, I'm assuming I have a function for that. So what I'm doing is I'm filtering that in a first place. Okay, so this will eliminate and this will append, or you can do the other ways. So it looks good to me. Now let's go back and let's create the kind of form first. Okay, in div, make sure to have a div and make sure to get a table first, so that will get something else. So I'm opening Tailwind CSS table simply. So you can click here table layout, and hope this is visible to you. And this table you can see here, you can directly use this table auto, but instead of I prefer to go with this table. Let's grab this one directly instead of doing some research. I'm gonna click here, I'm gonna grab edit as HTML and entire as it is, right? So I have a table now. Okay, I don't need bunch of rows, so I'll eliminate this rows quickly, and instead of this, let me run this thing. So yarn div, and what we are missing is we have to have id. If we are adding user, so here I need to pass id. It should be nano id that I need to import from here. So import nano id from nano id. That nano id you can choose to have length, like length should be 8 or 5. Okay, great. Length will be 8 is enough. Okay. Now let's go back, and here I can use name, email, password. You can encrypt your password as well. I won't do that. Bcrypt you can use. So here I'll say id. Then we need edit user as well, edit and delete user thing. So here I'll say edit, and what else is needed, delete. Looks good. Okay, these are utility classes, by the way. This you can use, but before that it won't look good. Hopefully, see what are the things we are missing, or we don't have things. Export default app. Okay, we are missing kind of close, or to close like this. If I go here, missing something apart from that. Okay, no worries. Hit enter. So yeah, you can use this host as well to expose that. It's fine. Let me grab this quickly and this thing again. here. So you can see this looks little bit different than expected, but it's fine. We'll fix that. Command plus J to close this. And yeah, first of all I need to go to index.html to change the background. Not looking good. So background should be the same as this one. To inspect element somewhere, inspect element, and can I do this? And somewhere here I'll get the background color, or in here directly in body, this one. This looks good. Grab this. So in here index.html, I'll do the same for my body. So class is equal to class. Now let's see if this is good. Now if not, then bg white. Okay, then bg I worry about. Bg should be dark. Dark. Kind of dark directly. Okay, no worries. So let me try bg hyphen. Okay, let me grab this. Oh, okay, so now let's go back to here. I don't need div. Instead of, I'll prefer to say non-div thing as usual, and we need to fix this thing. It should be aligned. So do this. Okay, so stable text small. So we need to add id over here. So let's do one thing. Let's use this users. Let's map users. So I'll prefer to go with the non-flow of users. Okay, yeah, map, because we need to use circular braces. Use okay. Why this is working automatically? Not sure. It's a kind of bug that I think inside this Copilot. So it's fine. I'm not doing complaint, but yes. Control F. Okay. Now let's close this up, and here I just need to add that user dot id. Then I need to add user dot name. Then this is here. I need to add email with the password. Okay, password we don't need to show, so it should be encrypted. See that later, but for now this need button here. So can I use button like this? So yeah, on click we need to do something. So I prefer to say this is edit user, right? So I'd say edit user. Yeah, edit user like this. So then I need to close this up, open for delete one, and here don't need this ed, have it already here. Now I just more time. Okay, closing is perfect. Close this. Else I'm thanks. Bit of cook. Okay, go back. Let's refresh the page. Since we don't have anything, we are not getting anything. So once, let's try to add something, and before that let's try to create this delete user. So we can delete user directly from here as well, go there, but we'll create the function. Creating functions is good practice. So I'll say delete user, and where we have id, we'll execute that. Then here once we go to edit user, we need to pass id, to find that id, to set id. So based on that we'll set that fields that we'll have in the form, and like the way we did button name as well as update, this looks good to me. Now the form part is remaining only. So if I have form here, so I won't use that form name, but what is that, what I just, I don't want this. So let's go to normal Tailwind form. We'll grab Tailwind form, beautiful form. We'll grab from not the official site, from v1, it's fine. Let's grab this one, and we need to make it simple, so that's why better to grab, and still I'm not sure. Okay, looks good. And I don't prefer to use, okay, this input is giving error because we are using another version of Tailwind. Because of that, or we close this. And do we have anything else? No. And do we need to add forgot password? No. Do we need to float this to left position little bit? Yes. This should be left, or we will create div so we can do this. So let me see what are the make it version 3, because we are using version 3, it form version 3, so we don't have any. This not in mood to do experiment but it's fine, we'll stick to the normal. And here instead of this I'll say what I need to use, button name that I'm using. Now we have username password already, need to add one more field, is email. Okay, so here I'll say label is email, and the input type is text. Okay, placeholder I don't want, so let's remove that everywhere, or else we can utilize void your name at email.com. Looks good. Go back, let's see how it like. Yeah, use password. It's getting suggestion. Don't have a default button, we just need to go there and we hit button name here, because it should be add user for the very first time. If I go here, if I will be add user, we're getting it already. Now we just need to hide, we don't need this suggestion. I'm gonna hide from both the places, these two para, so both the things. simpler as possible. And yeah, now even I don't need this in a red, so I'll stick to normal gray one. Okay, looks good, looks good. And now it's time to this one as well. Look good. Now can I use this background to selected background, which is somewhere like I don't need this form as well. So instead of form I can use leave. Why? Because I don't want to submit the form. Okay. And here the bg is dark. Okay. And can I use colon void? Here, so I can design somewhere 300, uh 500. How it will look transparent, right? Yeah, looks good. Now that username should be white, so text not gray, should be white. This text, email text, should be white. So yeah, and password is remaining. Sorry, password I just need white once again. And why we are getting this? Because input. Okay, I just need to float this button to right. For that I'll say button here float. Do I have float right kind of thing? Yeah, great, did it already, but somehow it's not working. I then do this first and this later. Try this here. As well, if work, then think. Okay, justify between. Okay, so no, it's fine. Let it be. Let it as it is for now. So now we have a form and we are gonna add something. So for that we need to start using on change method first. So we have a username here. So I'll use on change, right? On input actually. Okay, and for that I need to pass event, and that event I need to set here. So I'll say set name, that would be my event dot value. Okay, this event dot target dot value. Okay, this looks good to me. Do this for rest of inputs. Set email, then let me set password. Looks good. I'm missing something, no. And on submit. On click would be better. Submit, and here just need to call one function directly, that depends actually on the button name. So I'll say on button name button name is equal to add, what was that, add user, then to submit user. Okay, else I need to do submit user but with id. Okay, so like the way we can do, and hopefully this should work, but we need to pass user.id because we don't have id, we have id directly. So that id as a function that we can use, think, and to work. Okay, why we are getting this, the JSX parent element, can we wrap this inside? Okay, this should be question mark. Okay, now it's fine, looks good. Are we getting any errors? Nothing. So now if it goes to submit user, it will check for the id. If it found, then it will do this, else it will do this. So let me try though. I'm assuming we'll get some errors. Need to open my inspect element quickly, and inside consoles Mahesh, we have a bunch of warnings. Fine. Mahesh at gmail.com. Mahesh 4. Right, we got it already. If I click to, it's not vanishing, so that we need to check. Once I add user, it should vanish, everything should vanish. So, and since we are doing this twice, need to remove this here, same page. Okay, we can directly do this even if we id on, will, it doesn't take much. So like the way, if I use the password something, deleting, after delete as well, it needs to vanish thing. It's the previous one. So value is missing, like, so here we need to use value should be your user dot, or you will say name. So like this, here as well, value will be your email, then we have value as a password, because if we don't store the value, how it will work. Okay, let me try again. Aria@gmail.com. Validations we can use. Okay, I haven't tried yet, so it's not part of this thing. So yeah, it's vanishing. If I click to edit, I change to email, so it should id is not. So when I click on update, it's getting here. Okay, but when I choose on this button, on click, we are passing delete, edit user, it's getting edited, and once I click to this button, so this id is not found, that's what it's saying. Okay, for that, let's go back to edit user once again. Let's see what we are doing here. We are setting up the id, user.id. Okay, so now it should get id. Where it is not getting, id is not a function. Okay, somewhere here we are missing something. this id seems like not a function, then how we'll get the id? Like once again, we have id should be the function, and for that I use id directly over there. If even though I submit won't work, I need to use another curly braces pass id because it's a parameter. Can't use id directly. Oh, how is that possible? Okay, it's adding back to, because we are not passing id even though, so we need to make some changes over here. In edit user we can't, in submit user we want pass id. Check for the id. If I found id, then I'll proceed. Id not equal to blank, okay, then it means this, otherwise else if use else if. So if id is not this, then it will add this thing. I can do, okay, so I need to add id here, just to not, okay, and if I refresh the page, I add everything. Okay, add user, then it user, make some it users getting updated, and delete user. So yeah, this is it. So we did the basic things only, okay. In the next tutorial we'll try to cover the most of the important things, okay. Let me add h1 to add new user, and another h1 to the tables. So this source code will be available on GitHub, so don't worry about that. Hopefully I just the color shortly, okay. I need to use utility class, so h1 class the management, see how it looks. Anyways, I'm not good with Tailwind CSS, so I'll speak to you now. So yeah, this is it, I guess. Thank you so much all of you guys for being with me, supporting me all the time. It's been pleasure to be here. Please let me know inside comment box what you want from my side. Definitely I'll make it for you. Don't forget to subscribe my channel if you haven't already, and smash that like button, and don't forget to to contribute if you can, because even $1 is enough to grow our channels. Thank you so much. See you soon in the next video. Bye bye.